Pretty confident. Yeah, been working a lot, been training hard. We're good friends, so it'll be a walk. So we'll just have to wait till see tomorrow, eh?
I feel great, ready to perform. Scotty's a good fighter. He does everything very good, but I do everything great. First round knockout.
So Scotty Nicholson making the walk for the 6th time as an amateur here at Coastal Combat. And a man that with a 2-2 record in the promotion had a hell of a scrap with Brandon Weaponex Welsh back on Coastal Combat 5 where he took home a split decision victory. And tonight he'll be looking for more of the same. This man is very popular around the local scene, a lot of friends, and I tell you what, he owns a toy shop called Toy Lectables. So jump on Instagram, Facebook, check it out, head on down, looks after a lot of the local kids and does some pretty cool stuff with his time there. So big shouts to the Sting as he makes his way to the cage with the team at Ignite, Paul.
Yeah, mate, listen, one thing that's definitely going to go in this fight for him is his size. He's definitely bigger than Coopar. Cooper's probably a little bit more skilled. However, you know, Scotty is quite experienced. He knows what he's doing. He's quite well built. I'm sure he's going to last. And, man, this is going to be a good fight. I mean, he's an underdog. He doesn't deny it in his fight interview. However, he comes here to fight.
Yeah, and I love that mentality that he brings. He is just as scrappy as they come. He's more than happy to get dragged into a war. And look, you'd think that the dirtier and more grimy that he can make this fight, the better it's going to be for him. He's not going to want to stand and kickbox at range with Coopar Rush Royal. He's going to want to get in tight and make Coopar uncomfortable, as we've seen Coopar susceptible to that style of fight in the past. And introducing his opponent out of the blue corner, the reigning, defending Coastal Combat Bantamweight champion, Coopar Rush Royal. Well, here we go. The man that many are here to see, Paul Stoyer, Coopar Rush Royal. This man has taken the scene by storm over the last few years, still just 22 years of age. Perhaps some holes to square up in his grappling, but in open space, I don't know if there's an amateur in the country that strikes as well as this boy.
No doubt about that. Listen, I've approached against him, and he's proven that he's actually well-rounded enough to win against pretty much anybody in amateur ranks.
Yeah, he, of course, you're referring to his title-winning performance over Bruce Cabani back at Coastal Combat 7. Bruce, a fantastic fighter out of your gym, Paul, 5-1 record going into that fight, and with the greatest respect, Coopar pretty much shut that one out, 50-45 on the card. So Coopar is, you know, he is, when I say there's perhaps some grappling issues that he needs to square up, we only say that because we're comparing it to his stand-up. And his stand-up is just so elite that if we can get the grappling to a comparable level, he can be anything in this sport.
Absolutely so, absolutely so. And listen, and don't forget, there's a couple of other intangibles that he possesses. Actually willing to fight, not being scared to throw punches and being punched, you know? Like his awareness in the cage stands out. His calmness in the cage also stands out. You know, man, the dude is a good fighter. I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Yes, so Coopar Rush Royal moments away from potentially making the first defense of his Bantamweight Championship, which of course he took when he knocked out Tegan McGurran back at Coastal Combat 9. So ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event this evening will be for the Coastal Combat Bantamweight Championship, and it will be contested over 5 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 61.0 kilos and trains out of Ignite Martial Arts. With 5 fights as an amateur, he holds 2 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Scotty the Sting Nicholson. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, He weighed in at 61.1 kilos and trains out of Be Inspired MMA, holding an amateur record of 5 wins for 2 defeats. He is the reigning Coastal Combat Flyweight Champion and the reigning, defending Coastal Combat Bantamweight Champion, Coopar Rush Royal.
Okay, gentlemen, welcome. We went through the rules out the back. Listen to my command all times, defend yourself all times. For the belt, hook 'em up. Good luck to you both.
And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
There we go. The floors are on the way.
Underway indeed, Paul. If you are just joining us, welcome to the co-main event, Coastal Combat 10. We're underway. Coopar Rush Royal looking to make the first defence of his bantamweight title against Scotty the Sting Nicholson. And look, seeing the boys side by side after weigh-ins yesterday, they looked fairly similar in size, but I tell you what, today, Scotty Nicholson looks significantly bigger, Paul.
Yes, definitely. You can see he's got a bigger frame. You know, if he knows how to use it, it could actually present some difficulties for Coopar. But Coopar moves light on his feet. That's what he needs to be doing. You know, if you want to negate your opponent's size, you've got to try to move it. But there we go. First takedown by Scotty.
Sorry, Paul, that was beautifully timed too, under the hook.
Very well timed. However, Coopar keeps himself on the cage and he's not panicking at all, which is a good sign for him. Not a good sign that he's got sort of taken down. I don't believe it's a secure takedown just yet. However, now Scotty might actually be able to finalize it. Nice Ninja Turtle underpants in there on display, but you know, definitely a fashion statement with his shorts and his undies. But
you've got a pair of those, don't you?
Man, I do. I'm definitely a big Ninja Turtle fan.
Who's your favourite?
Yeah, well, Michelangelo. I like pizza too. He's got a body lock. Scotty's got a body lock on Coopar at the moment. Not a good sign for Coopar for now, but he's able to stand up.
Coopar potentially looking to grab a neck here. Arm in though. It's going to be tough to try and get any sort of finishing threat here. And here, let's go.
He's not looking to finish. He was trying to maneuver the head out so he can actually escape his hips from the cage. Cooper's got a good balance on the cage. However, you can see that he's still not there to try to reverse the position. From, you know, he's not pummeling his arms at the moment, and his head position slightly off. But Scotty's doing a great job controlling him against the cage.
A great start for the challenger here tonight. 50 seconds to go in round 1, and look, so far it's been all control from Scotty Nicholson.
That's right, and they're not sweaty yet, you know, so that's why he's able to sort of stick to him a little closer. But Cooper's seasoned dude, and you know, he knows how not to panic. He knows he's looking at the time, but he needs to demonstrate a little more if he wants to take this title.
Yes, so with 24 seconds on the clock, looks like Coopar Royal. Oh, beautifully timed.
Very well timed. You could see he knew what he was doing in there. He knew. Oh,
nice body shot too on the exit.
Cooper's feet are slightly off the cage. If Scotty knew how to wrap the legs, he'd do a better job than doing that. But
first round in the books, and not a bad start for the challenger, Paul.
No doubt about that, but there's 4 more rounds to go, and Coopar doesn't get tired. Yeah, no, he knows what he's doing.
He just said the corner forgot the stool, but Coopar said, don't worry, I don't need it.
A good sign for him too.
A good sign. He's always
he doesn't lack confidence, that dude.
And that's part of what makes him such a good athlete to watch in the cage. More than happy to go for some pretty crazy techniques and sacrifice position in certain circumstances.
That's right. But listen, I was pleasantly surprised by Scotty in this round. Yep. He was able to control Coopar and possibly win this match.
Yeah, it's interesting to see sort of the involvements in Scotty Nicholson's game. He actually had a fight against Julian Prowse back at Coastal Combat 6. Julian, one of Ryan Dunstan's longtime pupils, and basically Julian just put on a takedown clinic on Scotty. So Scotty actually started training at Ignite Martial Arts, and ever since that point in time, his grappling has just improved drastically under the tutelage of Mr. Ryan Dunstan. So a really cool story there of former foes becoming training partners and friends.
Yeah, I remember him a few times when Scotty demonstrated some lack of.
Oh! Beautiful left hand from Coopar.
Beautiful. Cooper starting to find his range. Scotty needs to shut the distance down, otherwise Cooper's getting a little too loose.
He is just so confident in there. For a guy that's only 22 years old. Oh, beautiful hook.
Scotty starting to slow down in the way where he's not imposing his distance on Cooper. Cooper starting to loosen up. Ah, well timed. Rather worries me that Cooper's not seeing those level changes as well as he should. However, he knows what to do now. He's pushing on the head. His hips are still stuck. A bit of a desperate punch to trying to disrupt Scotty's flow.
So let's see if he can switch out back to his feet here. Nice start, and Scotty does a great job collecting the ankle, but Cooper smartly back to the fence. One thing that Cooper is doing very well in the grappling is trying to keep his back on the fence to allow him to build back up.
But not reversing his position yet, so Scotty needs to start, well, actually, he's doing a great job now controlling Cooper, but right now he needs to capitalize on this position just a tiny bit more so he can actually try to take this round in judges' eyes.
So a minute remaining, and I would like to see some more urgency from Coopar Royal to get his back off the fence, because you just never know what these judges are seeing sometimes, Paul, and control time can be a tricky thing to score for some people.
You know, I've seen actually Scotty winning the fight that I thought he was not controlling the fight very well. I thought the opponent, Ryan Bishop, won that fight, but Scotty, judges saw it totally differently. So, you know, you never know.
Yes.
This is a fight game, you know, and I'm being honest in what I'm seeing here. At the moment, Cooper needs to show a little bit more as well. So, you know, he needs to send a message to his other opponents that are going to come in to take him down. He's so calm, so collected in there, you know, but he needs to start to utilize that and capitalize on this, on the fact that Scott is struggling to take him down.
Yes. Yes, could not agree more, Paul. 25 seconds to go in this second round, and look, if assuming we don't see any change in position here in the finish, it's going to be a tricky one to score, to be frank. Cooper obviously doing the damage on the feet early, but a lot of control time for the back end.
I know, man. I know it's very hard to see what the judge is going to decide on in this round. You know, like at the moment, that could steal him around.
That will steal a round.
Man, listen, all the fights were well matched on this card.
Yes.
I tell you that much.
Yep.
Very even, very even.
Joel Zepasvari earning his paycheck as far as the matchmaking is concerned.
No doubt about that.
Some fantastic matchups we've been treated to here tonight. And of course, if you are joining us, my name's Daniel Maudsley. I'm joined with none other than Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt and head coach at Southside MMA, Paul Stoiler. And Paul, been a fantastic night of fights so far, as you touched on, and this co-main event is just fascinating.
Man, really good. Listen, a lot of fights were very good today. Like, I'm still in shock by the latest in the second match was
Simsia Long and Gemma Payton.
Yeah, and sorry, I forgot. I didn't forget their names. It was just really hard to recall it really quick. Like, I'm not as sharp as you are, my friend. But listen, I was still under impression for that one. There we go.
Okay, so the corners will now exit the cage. Ignite Martial Arts for Scotty Nicholson and Be Inspired MMA for Coopar Rush Royal. Coopar straight to the center of the cage. That's smart.
Very good. He needs to build the momentum up in this round as well. Scott is starting to keep his head in one spot. The chin is down, but the
big hook cross lands.
Right when I said his head is not moving, he left hand lands.
And a head kick.
That's it. Cooper starting to get loose. Oh, look at the mouse on the Scotty's left eye, man.
Cooper Royal
starting to leak. Oh my God, that's a big mouse. Is Cooper starting to get loose? There's nothing wrong with, you know, possibly losing 2 rounds in the beginning and then to take over in the later rounds. I mean, if that's your strategy. Oh my God,
beautiful.
right hand.
Let's see if he can defend this takedown, though. Looks like Scotty's in pretty deep, but on his knees here. Difficult position to wrestle from. So again,
I've seen Coopar reversing these type of takedowns, and he's doing a great job now with sort of like almost hip bumping his opponent into sort of a mounted position. But now Scotty was able to close the distance again.
looks like Coopar threatening with that guillotine again. No real finish straight at this point in time, but something for Scotty to think about.
He's talking to his coach, trying to get a signal from his coach.
I think he's asking, should he jump for the guillotine?
I don't think he should be.
I don't think he should either.
He's not controlling Scotty's posture the way he should be in order to do so. Scotty's done a great job gluing himself to Coopar, controlling his movement, even after he's been rocked. And after he's, you know, I'm sure he's feeling a little bit of pulsating under his eye with a big ass mouse under his left eye, man. But now he's doing a great job controlling Coopar.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that eye looks when these boys get back into space because, like you said, Paul, it really swelled up pretty quick, didn't it?
That's it. Man, Coopar is a very skilled fighter, extremely skilled fighter. I like how he's so calm and collected in there. And when, you know, like, there's certain things that were not going his way, but doesn't deter him from being confident and thinking ahead of how this fight might roll out for him.
So some more clinch work here from Coopar Rush Royal.
He needs to use his Weezer, he needs to use his underhooks a little bit more, he needs to control Scotty's bicep a little bit more. What a beautiful reversal. And I knew he was going to try something like that because he's like not scared at all, but Scotty's got a good left underhook there. So he times his knees so well.
Perfect. Yeah.
As soon as it's not a grounded opponent anymore.
It's just got a lateral
well
throw.
done.
It's got a lateral drop there from Coopar
Man,
Royal.
definitely Cooper's round. Definitely Cooper's round.
Yeah, Scotty's eye is a mess.
Is a mess, to say the least, man. He's going to... Oh, man, Ryan's going to trying to
yeah, the end swell.
iron this out a little bit more, man.
The end swell straight on that zygomatic bone of Scotty Nicholson. So the sting in a spot of bother here at the end of round 3, but... You know, it's been a very interesting fight. It's, you know, each fighter has had sort of pockets of success, but certainly been Coopar with the more dramatic pockets of success.
Listen, you know, the big thing, a very big thing in the fight game is the momentum. Which way is the momentum going? At the moment, it's all Cooper's way.
Yep.
You know, and he's been able to take Scotty down 2 times. He's not big enough and not physical enough to maintain that top position after he's like reversed him, but man, Scotty's left eye looks like it's about to shut down.
Yeah, if Coopar can just touch that a couple more times, it might be curtains.
Oh, I felt that kick.
And both boys, worth noting here, Paul, that both boys' conditioning looks on point tonight.
Man, not an ounce of fat on both of them.
Oh,
Coopar starting to go to town on him. Beautiful. Nice combos from different angles.
the angles, that's exactly what I was thinking, Paul.
There's a little bit more desperation in Scotty's takedowns, and that Peter might actually stop the fight for doctors to have a look at that eye, because at the moment it looks terrible.
Well, Scotty Nicholson in deep on this.
He's able to join his hands and control.
He is as tough and as rugged as they come, Scotty Nicholson.
No doubt about that. He needs to step over and establish his weight on top of his opponent a little bit more. He needs to capitalize on this position, because it's you know, if they get back up again, that might be, you know, not good for his eye.
Yeah, I think that's very safe to say, Paul. It's a big target for Coopar Royal to hit.
Cooper's presenting his back a little, which is not a good idea in this position, but he's got really good hips. Oh my God, that eye looks bad. There's a lot of blood now coming down from it.
It's some of these knee opportunities from Coopar are perhaps not the best option for him when he gets close to these breaks from the grappling. I'd like to see him push off instead of sticking in the clinch, because when they're in open space, there is a significant difference.
I don't think he's physically strong to push Scotty. Right. Scotty seems to be like a big bantamweight, big bantamweight. And
yeah, and worth noting, sort of on that point, Paul, it's Scotty Nicholson's 12 years older than Coopar Royal. Scotty Nicholson's 34, Coopar 22. So
he's a good-looking 34 in terms of man, he's bodied up. He just need a couple of those Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Yes, maybe 2 less Ninja Turtles than what we started with for Coopar Royal.
I know. Cooper's covered in Scotty's blood, man. They need to. I don't know. Peter's gonna have. Yeah, Peter's having a look at that eye. He might invite a doctor to have a look at that eye.
Now, this will be interesting. Will Peter Hickmott take the position away because of the foul? Yes, he will. So, almost good news for Coopar getting kneed in the groin there, as he finds himself back in open space.
Oh man.
Scotty Nicholson has a chin on him.
But he's able to roll with those punches and they're not landing flush.
Yeah, and he's got a very high guard as well.
That's right. Like, I mean, surprisingly, he's kind of seeing those punches a little more than, still seeing out of that eye, I believe. Man, Scotty came to fight. I can't believe it, eh?
So 30 seconds to go. And there is no such thing as a boring Coopar Rush Royal fight, nor a boring Scotty the Sting Nicholson fight, and this is certainly no exception. Scotty's eye is really looking tough.
I'm starting to find it difficult to look at his face at the moment,
And you just called him good-looking guy.
Oh, man, yeah. Not anymore, at the very least in this fight. Oh, he times his takedown so well, Scotty. Considering that deep in the fight, he's still timing his takedown so well.
Yeah, that's right. 4 rounds in the books, and Coopar Royal looks like he's just gone for a morning walk. He looks fresh as a daisy. And to be fair, Scotty Nicholson, outside of the damage on the face, cardio doesn't look like it's going to be an issue for him.
Absolutely so. I agree. That's so well pointed out, Dan. Man, despite the damage done to his eye, he's actually looking not so bad.
No. Looks like both these men came in great cardiovascular condition.
But the last 2 rounds got to be Cooper's rounds, you know what I mean? The first 2 might have gone to Scotty. Last 2 rounds, definitely Coopar.
Yes. Yeah, that second round was very close. So,
yeah, it was close. Yeah. I've got to admit, the judges can see differently, Yeah.
I think it's, look, if I was in the corner for Coopar Royal, I'd be telling him it's 2-2 just to be safe. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good idea.
We need this last round.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
It's the old adage, isn't it, in combat sports? It's do judges, well, in mixed martial arts in particular, will the judges favour the control or the damage?
Mr. Martinez is giving his last instructions to his fighter.
Yeah, great to have the Smiling Assassin.
Smiling Assassin is a badass, man.
He's the Coastal Combat Professional Lightweight Champion too, Dave.
Is he?
Yeah.
Current?
I believe so, yeah.
Very good. I mean, Dave Martinez is a great fighter, man. Cooper smiling. Man, Scotty's collecting.
Scotty is as tough a human being as you will find on this planet.
I actually have to admit that it's actually quite well fought by Scotty.
The game plan's been
able
fantastic.
To sort of Dave Martinez's game plan, like despite of anything, in spite of everything, he's able to impose.
And he's going to get a takedown here. Oh, Coopar doing it.
Cooper's hips, good hips. Wish he knew a little bit more what to do with those hips, but definitely knows how to slide along the cage without being taken down. And when he is taken down, he knows how to hip escape a little more to create a distance required for him to stand up.
So inside the final 2 minutes of this fight, big knockdown from Coopar Royal at the outset of round 5. Scotty Nicholson back to work though.
Scotty's so well conditioned, he popped back up immediately,
If you are fighting Scotty Nicholson, you better pack a lunch, because this guy sticks in it for the long haul. Almost 15 minutes in the books, and he has taken some hellacious shots.
Both blue belts, right?
I believe so, yes.
That's right.
So Coopar Royal's takedown defense is largely held up, but he has had difficulty getting off the cage. And just as I say that, he does get off the cage.
Those knees.
Oh, big right hand. Oh.
Onslaught by Coopar. Ragdoll Scotty now. Scotty's getting his underhook and stands up again. And Coopar does that little hip bump that I was telling you about.
Yes. Little high in the back.
Well, 45 seconds.
Just got doused in blood.
Yes. My God, Scotty is dripping blood on the canvas. Coopar on the bottom. But, I mean, even if Coopar holds on now, he's fairly safe to say that he might secure this round due to the damage done to his opponent. Amazing fight. Great IQ demonstrated by Coopar Royal. Calm and collected throughout the whole fight, even when the fight seemingly didn't go his way. I can see the cut on Scotty's face. That is a terrible cut, you know, and he's shedding blood all over this canvas, you know, and he's definitely going to remember this fight forever.
Yes.
Every time he's going to look in the mirror, he's going to see that cut.
Well, there we have it.
Beautiful fight. Amazing
5
fight.
rounds in the books. Coopar Royal as entertaining as ever. He's tough, he says. He's tough. He ate some big shots, but Coopar Royal, despite the size disadvantage. Who's the best flyweight in the country, he asks me. Well, Coopar Royal's got my vote. He said he's not sure if he's the best bantamweight in the country, but he says he's the best flyweight.
There's a lot of guys that definitely would challenge him, but so far what I've seen from Coopar is an amazing fighter. An amazing fighter. And if he says he's, you know, if he says in the best country, you better, if you want to fight him, you better bring it. He's a little undersized in this fight, but god damn, he is skilled. Absolute beast of a fighter. And, you know, got to give the credit to Scotty. Scotty brought the fight to Coopar, tried to impose his game plan, but Cooper's just, in my opinion, a little too good and extremely well-skilled fighter. Confident and calm when the fight is, you know, when the fight is on. Good on him. An amazing fight for both gentlemen. Coopar Royal, an amazing fighter, an amazing fighter. I've got blood all over my notes, all over myself here, and you know, extremely impressed by Coopar. Extremely impressed by Coopar Royal. You know, whilst the judges are, oh, here we go. Here's a decision.
So ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges scored about 49-46, 49-46, and 50-45 for your winner, and still the Coastal Combat Bantamweight Champion, Coopar Rush Royal. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner and still Coastal Combat Bantamweight champion. So remaining the two-weight champion here in the promotion, I should say. For those that aren't aware, of course, you do currently hold the flyweight title as well. Very entertaining 5 rounds in the books there with Scotty Nicholson. Your thoughts on the fight we just saw?
It was a good fight. He's tough, man. I don't know about the 50-45 on the judges, but fuck it, it is what it is, yeah. I come to Sunny Coast in his hometown, but this is my hometown.
Well, it certainly is, and one thing that you sort of touched on there was the toughness of Scotty Nicholson. You landed some big shots. Were you surprised at all that he kept getting back up?
Of course, I hit him with some clean shots, but his durability, his toughness, he just held through. I thought I was going to stop him in the first round, man, so respect to Scott. You know, me and Scott, we're boys. We're homies, yeah?
Well, your cardio looked fantastic here tonight. Did 5 rounds with ease. But the question that begs, of course, is what next? As I mentioned at the top of the interview, you are our current flyweight champion as well. Where do you think your future is?
Let's defend the flyweight title and we'll go from there. But flyweight's next, you know. I didn't cut any weight for bantamweight. These boys, they're big boys, you know. I'm coming in, I'm underweight. Fucking 10 weeks ago I was on weight. Let's go flyweight next.
Well, I can't wait to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your winner, one of the most exciting prospects in the game, Coopar Rush Royal.